Maniac, schizophrenic flow, Bishop, Mulatto love. I goes hard, 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 I goes hard. You niggas out, 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 you niggas out. Fuck a nigga ball out. Banging from the Kansas City, stop telling the fall out. I'm riding with this city, automatically just shoot out. Fuck these niggas pussy, strip they fucking lining up. Real niggas that get cash, you bitch niggas with love cash. Talking all that biggest shit, fucking with us real rap, fucking with us real. Hell on the field, hell on the six, hell on the trains, one day shit. Let me tell you something about me. I'm already known from plugging niggas on the street. I'm on Will Blackstone, but got a few GDs that don't put you in the knees. Fucking with the G. Maniac. I go hard in the motherfucking pain. What you thinking, nigga? I go hard in the pain, nigga. Go hard in the pain. What you thinking, nigga? Vice Lord. Throw him up, Vice Lord. Yeah, strong love. It's all weird. I can't feel it. Kings and pull the lock down your forehead. Leave your ass dead. Motivate till it's bloodshed. California, second home. Real blues and real red. Took it, we will miss it. They don't want to see us just in numbers.
What up, Tank?
I swear I died from the niggas. I ride from my niggas. Fuck them all, one nation, nigga. Don't fuck with a nigga with that bullshit shit. Get your ass kicked, nigga, with some fresh kicks. I goes hard in the paint, nigga. I goes hard in the motherfucking paint. What you thinking, nigga? I goes hard in the paint, nigga. I goes hard in the motherfucking paint. What you thinking, nigga? Maniac, outlaw. Maniac, outlaw. Shut down, little capping, bombing like a racket. CNN no reacting, like niggas ain't being capping. CNN was scared as hell to touch our street traffic. We keep it cracking, we keep them pistols clapping. Real niggas speakers, fuck having a feature. What's the use of having a feature? The niggas cannot beat you. Niggas ain't even an equal. So many niggas let me kill us. Good, I go hard and bang, nigga. I goes hard in the paint, nigga. I goes hard in the paint, nigga. What?
Mulatto up. Now I want to ask y'all niggas, what is the definition of real effect?
I'm the realest ever born.
Love and hate.
I'm the realest nigga born.
Our testimony.
I'm the realest ever born. I'm the realest nigga born.
I understand.
I'm the realest nigga born. I'm the realest nigga born. I'm the realest nigga.
I'm pushed against the stone, the rose from the concrete, depths of me. Cultivating progress. Streets, I look at God. God with the gold. The kid can't beat with his gold.
Your background kind of loud.
get it off with I'm a G. My friends become my foes, they don't understand me. Love is stronger than the word, then why these niggas playing me? Running through so fucking nuts, I ain't seeing it's all me. Being a rebel for so long, make it hard to feel a G. Now who am I to trust? Seeing niggas eyeing me. Being stabbed in the back when I'm on my fucking knees. I'm the realest ever born. I'm the realest nigga born. Yeah, I'm the realest nigga born. Yeah, I'm the realest nigga born. First, I'm the realest nigga born. Said my loyalty will kill me someday. When niggas always plotting money, smiling in your face. I can niggas keep it real instead of being so fake. I just wanna keep my freedom, stay the fuck about my way to spring. I get tired of the nigga, love turns into mud, now I'm ride on the nigga fly. Who am I to fuck with? Send me out a buck with. Niggas seeing me as like a car after a truck hit. This nigga ain't scripture, this my pain nigga. Write my tears on the heart of every hood nigga. I was there with the roaches, the rats. Empty ass refrigerator, mom on the track. With my head going, oh my stomach hurts. With records in the streets, nobody gonna love me like I'ma love me. So I watch them all score. They all out the kitchen, put my life on my waistline. I'm the realest ever born. I'm the realest nigga born. I'm the realest nigga born. I'm the realest nigga born. First three, my nigga. Yeah, I'm the realest nigga. I'm real to my nigga. I kill for my nigga. It's my hood over fan, man. I'm real to my nigga. I'm real to me first. I watch it every move, jump. I organize my mind and gain the eyes of a soldier. I hate it when they take my fucking guidance for weakness. Lord, give me strength and take away my demons. I try to get this money, cause my baby's got it. A backstabbing ass niggas keep a knife up in me. Everybody wants the spot to shine like the man, but every nigga ain't made for the position I am in. Get a nigga PG, steady pulling pussy shit. When we see you as a mark slash like a dry stitch, it hurts you even more when you vouch for him. Have your niggas feeling like you are attached to him. But now I cut the fucking cord. The swagger's like a whore. You can say
What up, Auntie?
I'm the realest ever born. I'm the realest nigga born. I'm a motherfucking nigga, so you shit. I'm the realest nigga born. Understand? I'm the realest nigga born. Yeah, I'm the realest nigga born.
What up, bruh? What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
There you go. What's that? I lose you? What's going
No.
on? All right. It's not mic check, mic check, mic check. Let me see which one I'm trying to kill here. Mic check, mic check. All right, so we're good. Oh man. We're trying to get this. I figured out how to get on the Instagram. I got to figure out how to get it all centered. We're broadcasting on Instagram right now as we speak, though. It's all funny looking and stuff on there. I got to figure out. They want you to do some, rather than center it, they want you to do all the programming aspect for it. So it's like, I get to it when I get to it. Right now we are broadcasting Facebook, the Tell Like It Is channel, the One Nation One Nation Facebook page. What's up, Darnell? How you feeling, man? What's up, bro? Like I said, Instagram, and by the next show, we'll be broadcasting to the new Tell It Like It Is YouTube channel. So for those who don't like Facebook, don't like being on Facebook, or know somebody that doesn't like being on Facebook or doesn't use Facebook and they still want to tune in, they have that opportunity there. Also, I forgot. Also, we're broadcasting to Twitch, so we might get a couple, strange ones over there, as they call them, raiders over there. That's all good. That's all good. You see me looking off to the side. It's because Instagram, for some odd reason, will not pop up here in front of me to let me know that they are tuning in. So every once in a while, I have to look over there to see what's going on. That's where Tank is watching from. He's also in St. Louis. So we do have some viewers, as you can see. On my end, it's only saying that we have one viewer, but as you can see, we've got more than one because there's clearly more than one person commenting. So we're gonna work with it. Man. Topic for today. It's a good one, man. I'm kind of curious as to how people are gonna feedback on this one. Let's see. I hate that it never wants to take me back to it. It's strange. All right, so we're muted here. Cool. Real quick, let me pop in there. All right, so let me kill that. All right. So the topic is who truly is the glue? All right. Why aren't families close anymore? In today's society, everyone is at each other's throats. Husbands and wives can't seem to keep it together and or reconcile. Boyfriends and girlfriends are at odds to the point they can't even reach the point of matrimony. And siblings, man, just forget about it. Why is this? What has changed, or who is missing that glue that kept the families together? What has changed in recent years that family members to keep it tight anymore? That close-knit family thing is a thing of the past, and I, for one, I just don't understand it. I have my suspicions, you know what I'm saying. But I would definitely like to hear from everybody else as to what they think. What y'all got on that? What's up, D? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And you want to touch on that first, or you want me to run it?
No, let them go ahead with it. I mean, you pretty much should know my answer to that one.
For sure. All right. Yeah, man. I inquiring minds want to know. Just so we're not sitting here in silence. For me, like I had made a post on the book. What was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And I had a family member ask me, like, hey, are you going to the family reunion this year? Which normally I do, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I tend to show my face at every year. And then I got to thinking, I said, man, I'm not going, you know? And nobody asked, well, yeah, my aunt had called me. She asked me, she said, oh, you ain't going? I said, no. She said, me neither. I said, okay, so we talked about it a little bit. But for me, absolutely not, okay? The answer given when I asked, the answer given when I was asked if I'd be in attendance to this year's family reunion, okay? Now, I'm not going to read the whole ordeal. I'm just going to go ahead and give you my reason as to why. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. I'm going to touch on that. So when I asked real quick, and then I'll go back to my reasoning. When I asked who's missing or what's missing and why the families aren't tight anymore. My little brother Darnell, he say Big Mama, you know what I'm saying, which would be the grandmothers. 100%. And you can attest to this. Mother was definitely the matriarch over there, and she man, with an iron fist. You hear me? With an iron fist.
Definitely.
Much respect to her.
Mhm.
Darnell say or auntie, which now he's referring to my mom, or auntie that everybody go to their house for shindigs. Man, that part. Let's see. Auntie say, for those who are tuning in on Spotify, when you hear me say auntie, I'm referring to my Aunt Yvette. Auntie says, once you lose your grandma or mother, they're the glue that holds the family together. And that is very, very true. Which brings, I'm glad she said it, which brings up the next question. Not so much a question, but an observation that I made. The glue is generally the woman, right? In the instance where, or in the situation where the fathers aren't there, the woman was the glue, right? So whether it was an aunt, a mom, or a grandmother, it was that woman that was the glue. In the instance where you come from a broken home, the mothers of the children made sure that the siblings knew each other. But now, in today's generation, that's not a reality. My kids have a relationship with one another, not because of the mothers, but because of me. Nowadays, the mothers are too catty with each other. Oh, that bitch ain't, my kids ain't going around. You get what I'm saying? So, like, and I say that to say this, that is the glue that's missing. The woman has changed. They're not the same as how they were when we were growing up. We didn't hear, not to say that the women back then weren't happy all the time or discussed it with men, but they stepped up to the plate regardless of the fact that that man was there or wasn't there, regardless of whether or not he was a dad or a father. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it made it easier when it was a dual parent household, but when it was the mother just exclusively or in a broken home, she held it down. And now it's like social media has it helps a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's the sole issue, but it contributes to the division between man and woman. Excuse me. Let me see. Beth says, excuse me. Beth says, I think a factor is people have several children with several partners, and then there were multiple extended families involved, and they don't get along. Exactly. That's exactly what I was just saying. There is not always the singular glue for all involved. Yes. Now, mind you, all I have to go off of is my personal experience and past versus present. Okay. In the past, now I have to differentiate, okay? Because, and this is not a shot at anybody, but I didn't come up in a mixed household. What I mean by that is I came up with both black parents and then a single black mom. You know what I'm saying? So I can only speak, I'm letting that be known up front. I can only speak from the black perspective. I don't know from the white broken home, okay? Or the Caucasian broken home, rather, because white is a color. Now, when I say that to say this. Again, in the past, that black woman, regardless of whether or not the father or dad was present, let me. And the reason why I'm saying both is because a dad will always be there unless he's deceased. A father will at times or minimal. Okay. So with that being said, regardless of whether the dad or father was there, the woman held it down. There was infidelity back then. Okay. Wasn't as popularized, but it was more on a hush hush, right? To give an example, right? So my mother and Aunt Yvette are sisters, share the same father, but they didn't come up in the same, they don't have the same mom. You see what I'm saying? So it was a thing back then. However, they made sure in that time period, they made sure, okay, well, this is my we didn't call him step. We just said, okay, this is my daughter's brother or my daughter's sister. Hey, I'm having a birthday party, or hey, I'm having a sleepover. Can Joey come over? You know, saying, can Joseph come over? Can Michael come over and spend the night? You know what I'm saying? It was a reality. That was something because the mothers did that. Like I said, I mean, how can a father do it when he's not present? How can a dad do it when he's deceased? But now, like I said, the mothers are so catty towards each other. The only common link that they have is not even the children. It's without being vulgar, it's the dick that they've shared. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's current or in the past, you both have children from the same man. So therefore, y'all share the same, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only common ground that they have. Other than that, it's, oh, I don't like this bitch. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this bitch ain't gonna be around my kids. Like, what do you mean? So it's strange. And then like Youngstown ain't but, and this is the city that I'm currently in. Youngstown ain't but this big, right? When I moved back to Youngstown, my mother told me, she says, before you call yourself liking somebody or dating somebody or courting somebody or whatever you call yourself doing, you make sure you bring them home so I can meet them. I didn't exactly understand what she was talking about, but then a couple close calls. So I was told by my own mother, and this was the ground rule when we moved back, 97% of the people in Youngstown I'm related to. Which means there's a cousin. Every time I shoot a gun at somebody, that's probably a cousin that I'm trying to lay down. Or every time a gun gets shot at me, that's a cousin that's probably shooting at me. Every time I call myself liking a female, it's a probability that she's my sister. She's one of my cousins. Like I said, I had a couple close calls now, to the point where I even went so bold with it, right? I went to a family reunion. True story. I went to a family reunion, and this was after my mother had given me the revelation that 97% of Youngstown is related to me. Right. So I go to to let you know how long ago this was. Lincoln Park, for those of you who are familiar with the Youngstown area, Lincoln Park was still active. Okay. So this is where the family reunion was being held. I go down there, get down there. I'm a little late or whatever. I see everybody up under the pavilion and these people out here, the kids running around playing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling kind of fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. Little teenager. I know everybody in here is supposed to be related to me. So, you know, I'm on my good behavior. I'm here to have fun. There's some nice looking women out here. I said, well, everybody can't be here related to me. So I happen to see this Caucasian white female, snow bunny, if you will. She's up under the pavilion. So I said, oh, well, she white. She can't be related to me. So I go over there, yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Uncle Doug? What's up, so-and-so? Hey, that Uncle Sonny was good, man. They over there playing dominoes. So I slide up on her. Hey, what's up? Da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Here come my mama. She put her arm around her. And this is your cousin. I say, my cousin. I say, she white. She say, yep. I say, wow, this is crazy. Listen, I got to get out of here. She said, like I told you, if you call yourself liking somebody, you better screen it. You better bring them home. That's when I found out that I had white people in my family. I said, wow, this is blowing my mind. Like when I say white, I'm not saying albino. I'm saying blonde hair, blue-eyed Caucasian. That part. I say, wow, this is serious. This is serious. So yeah. This is why they were having the family reunions and such. Yes, Auntie, the family is huge. Huge. Very huge. I mean, because you got to figure like this. I'm here. You're in Columbus. Then we got family down in Texas. We got family down in North Carolina. I thought my mother's side of the family was predominantly here. Here, come find out. I found out at the last family reunion, realistically, that our main branch on my mother's side is not from Ohio, but from down south. My great grandmother, Grandma Gussie, was from North Carolina. She was born on a plantation. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. Wheatland, PA. See, I did know about some of the PA. I knew about some of the PA family too. There's some up there in Buffalo, New York, on the reservation too. That's on the those are the Cherokees. That would be Aunt Bill. Well, she would be what, my great aunt. Yeah, Aunt Bill and Uncle Arthur. But yeah. And that's how I know with when we had the discussion about the indigenous or the Native American, how they actually looked. That's why I said, because when you look at her, it's not what you see. You know what I'm saying? The depiction. Remember the commercials where they used to have the Native American sitting there with the feather on his head, the two braids, and he shed that single tear back in the 70s, 80s. You know what I'm talking about, Aunt?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they don't look like that for real. You know what I'm saying? That's. I said, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, truth be told, there it is. Let the truth be told. Tell it like it is. They look like this. 100%. 100%. But yeah. I know doggone well we got more than one viewer. This. Hey Sean, what's going on with you, man? Jay Sean is tuning in from Instagram. Jay Sean 0123. Thanks for tuning in to the show, man. Yeah, man. It's I'm gonna say like this, right? How I feel about it. This is again, when you hear I feel or I think, that's an opinion. I feel, I think, or I believe. I feel like it's I feel like it's sad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a bad thing for real, because with the division the way it is, and because there is no glue, because of the wedge that's been driven, this is going to open up doors for even more so. This is going to open up more doors for not only destroying the family structure, but also losing our history. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying as far as a people, but family history. You know what I'm saying? You know better than I do. I only got a taste of it. But do you remember being able to sit around the elders, around mother, and sitting back and listening to the stories that were being shared, the traditions and things of that such?
Yeah, I heard a lot of that.
You see what I'm
Um,
saying? Go ahead.
the only thing is like, of course, there's majority of her family was in Youngstown.
Mm-hmm.
So the strange part, there was this big divide between Youngstown and people that lived in St. Louis, you know.
Right.
So it's like when we got together, it was just us.
Right.
But when I come up there, I'm one of the oldest
Right.
grandkids that can
Right.
remember everybody that lived up there. So
Right.
I fit in to where everybody else was kind of out of place, you know.
100%. To the point where no, vet. I'm not talking about eavesdropping. I'm talking about sitting around learning about our culture,
Yeah,
learning
it was
about our
just a
family history
conversation.
and things. You know what I'm saying? Where let's say Grandpa George. I didn't have the pleasure to meet him. You know what I'm saying? I was deceased, but my mother's father, Grandpa George, and Grandma Shirley. Being able to sit around them and hear about the stories about how they used to go fishing at Mill Creek and how they used to do this around and they would pile up and go to Geauga Lake and you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. Truth be told, if I didn't hear these stories, I wouldn't be able to pass them down to my kids. You see what I'm saying? I mean, because all right, Aunt Vet, you remember the hell was that name of that damn amusement park that was up the street from my house? Burned down some years ago. D, help me out. What's the name of that park? It was an amusement park over on the south side. Anybody? Idora Park. Thank you. So there was so it was an amusement park. They had almost like it was like a small, we'll say like a small Six Flags. Okay, a small Six Flags or Cedar Point for those who know. Uh yes, Idora. So the roller coaster, this, that, and the third. That is gone. There's no remnants, there's no traces, there's no historical museum, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So unless you know about it or somebody says, hey, go look this up. I couldn't even tell my kids about it if I didn't hear these stories. You see what I'm saying? This is a part of our family history, our community history. When you got each other sitting up arguing and jigging at each other and the family's all divided, who gonna tell the stories? Who gonna pass this on? How's the lineage gonna pass on? We have children. We have children. We give the children a name, and then they have no history that goes along with it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, what is your name? Oh, well, my name is Kamari Wright. Oh, my name is Trace Wright. Oh, okay, you're right. Well, who do you know? My dad. Oh, well, who's your grandmother? Meek. Oh, okay. Well, who's your mom? Megan. Oh, well, what's your grandmother's name over there? If it wasn't for, and even I share that with her, you know what I'm saying? But even, I mean, I'm sorry, with him, but I don't know if they actually share they history or whatever, they family history, or whatever. But like his grandmother passed, his maternal grandmother, okay, passed before he was born. So I kept I kept his grandmother's. I got you. Hold on 1 second. I kept his maternal grandmother's driver's license, right? So when he was old enough, I could pass it on to him, which I did. So he knew what she looked like, and I told him about the little bit of things that I knew about her. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how his mother's people do. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, and I'm gonna try and bring you back in. Give me 1 second. I don't know how his maternal side of the family do things, But okay, so apparently we're having a little technical difficulty today. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, yeah, so I can't speak on what uh the maternal side of the family does, but I know the importance of family history. So therefore, I made it a point to try to preserve some of that. I mean, it wasn't really my responsibility, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, Auntie. I had a little technical difficulty, so I'm repeating everything that I said that you guys missed. Um, I know the importance of, like I said, I know the importance of history and family history. So, with that being said, I did what I felt was right to preserve that. You know what I'm saying? Um, was it my responsibility? No, but I believe I'm a firm believer in integrity. Okay, so integrity, for those who don't know, integrity says do what's right at all times, regardless of who's watching or the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Try to do what you know is right at all times. Um, Diana says, I believe some of the ruins are still down here. I'm sorry, excuse me. She says, I believe some of the ruins are still down there. Uh, but if you don't know what it was, you'd never see it. Um, I don't know. I always thought that you're talking about, for those who don't understand what she's talking about, she's referring to the remnants of Idora Park. I thought, now I don't know because I don't know exactly the exact location, but I always thought that the the ruins were right there. I thought they were cleared out and built over. Right there on the corner where that car, that what is that, a car wash now? And there's a couple of homes back up in there. Um, Again, like I said, I never had the privilege of attending Idora Park, so I'm not even exactly sure where it was or exactly how big it was. For all I know, it might be. I don't know. Um, let's see. The Adares. Okay, okay, and that's on which side? Is that, like, is that the father or is that the mother? Down Park Avenue off of Glenwood, go down closer toward the Mill Creek. Uh oh, okay, all right. So that's the maternal side. Your maternal side. Roger, Roger. Okay, and then of course George for the father side, right? Yes, that's crazy, man. And it's again, um, for those who didn't catch it earlier, um, this infidelity thing, or as people like to refer to it now, is, I hate the term, cheating. This isn't something that's new. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Um, because we were never monogamous to begin with anyway. That came later on in life. We were always poly or polygamous. Um, but there was always there was always spreading the seed. That was always a thing that was going on. For those who are Christian believers, read it in your good book. It'll tell you there. The kings of old, and before the kings, so and so had multiple wives. So David had multiple wives. Abraham had multiple wives. I mean, the list goes on. So, I mean, reality is, I know people don't like it. They want to pick and choose what they want to accept, but reality is that this is something that is Antoine having technical difficulties. That's what that thing is. I'm sorry. Reality is that is something, whether you want to accept it or not, that's a truth. People want to pick and choose what they want to accept. I'm listen. Auntie would tell you, I say it all the time. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just bringing the truth. That's all I can tell you. I'm just bringing the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't write the book. That's for damn sure. Yeah. But yeah. I knew you was gonna laugh. So everybody's in agreement that's. I mean, again, like I said, this is something that there's no scientific proof to this, but we can say that from what we see, the woman was definitely the glue in the situation in the past. And because the woman is different now, as opposed to in the past. Maybe this is a topic for another time, but I'm gonna throw this out there. And this is not a shot at women. Women nowadays are perceived. I don't know how you guys feel. I definitely would like to hear about it though. I don't, but it's definitely perceived. Today's woman is more liberal. Okay. Notice I said liberal and not liberated, but more liberal. Is it safe to? I don't know. I don't know if I want to say. Is it safe to say? Is the woman of the past stronger than the woman now? That's how it's perceived, that the woman in the past was stronger, but this woman of today's generation is more liberal. And I'm not, and I hate that I have to do this all the time. I'm not saying that women today are. I'm not, because y'all will spin some shit. I'm not saying that today's woman is weak. I knew it was coming. Stronger how? Oh, lost Ant. To answer your question, stronger how? The woman today, or let me clarify that. Not the woman today, the woman of today's generation or today's society. The woman of today's society is more vocal. He trying, boy. When you pop up on the screen, I'll pull you back in. The woman of today is more vocal. However, when faced with adversities, stigmatize it. Yes, that part. But when faced with adversities, she feels like she can't do it on her own. A lot of women today, of today's generation, and let me just throw this out there because I know you personally. Don't over personalize this because you're not of today's generation. But with that being said, moving forward, today's woman feels like she can't do things on her own. She screams independent. Today's woman screams independent. But when she's vocal, she's addressing her issues as all her issues come from the man or from the kid's father. That's the liberal part, the more outspoken. The woman of the past, she might have felt it, she may not have said it, but she handled it on her. She handled the situation. She wasn't worried about she wasn't worried about whether the father was paying child support or whether the father was coming in the lives or of the children, or whether she handled her business as a parent. She handled her business as a woman. She showed her strength without having to open her mouth. She didn't feel the need to compare or show that she was stronger than a man. She showed her strength in other ways of being stronger. There it is. That part me. Real quick. So Diana says, no, I'm not comparing to my, she says, no, I'm comparing to my mother's generation, which I understand that from watching my mother, because 100%, I'm glad you said that, because this is where you guys learned how to be mothers or how to be those strong women, right? But nowadays, most of these women now, the role model of a mother, first off, a lot of them were teen mothers. So therefore, the daughter and the mother were so close to the point where daughter and mother, but realistically, it was almost like daughter, big sister. Yeah, makes sense. Dinah says that's because in most cases, the fathers were in the homes. Hold on. Again, that's not entirely true. There were fathers then, but there were fathers that were absent. Like I said, the broken home thing has always been a thing. So that is something that we like to use. And don't get me wrong. Here's the issue with that. This is what I'm trying to get women to understand, and why women should not use it as a defense. When you say that's because in most cases the fathers were in the homes, or because the father is around, you're making it sound as if he's the better parent. Okay. Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the fact that these mothers in this generation are so close in age to their daughters to the point where they're not mother-daughter relationships. It's big sister relationships. That's where I believe a lot of the issue is. She said I wasn't raising my dad. Right. Hold on one second. Let me see. I want to show you guys something. Give me 1 second. I got to pull this up. All right. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me I can try it again. No guarantees, bro. All right, there you go, because I sent it to you. 1 second. I'm trying to find this. I want to show you something. I saw this earlier today and I was like, oh, I definitely want to share this with you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and do this real quick. It's gonna take me a minute. I probably should have did this. All right, family, give me 1 second. I got you. Let's see if you're on. Yep, you're still not visual, but hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. No, I'm not saying you're using it. Hold on. Just give me a second. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me. And it's something with your connection over there, and it's causing a crash over here. I can't tell you exactly what it is. I have no idea. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me. All right, here we go. Real quick, y'all. I want to, Diane, I'm going back to you again in a second. Give me 1 second. I want to show you this video though. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can pause this. Guess not.
Lay down. Lay down.
All right, there it is. So, real quick, I wanna. It says dads are effective and needed, and this is very true. Okay. No matter the situation, daddies, please stay in your kids' lives. Look how much you're valued. I understand that a man can do things that a woman can't do, and I understand there's things that a woman can't do. Children that have both parents come out usually better. Okay. There's actually another video I want to show as well. I'll find that in a minute. But being in the same household doesn't necessarily mean that it's better, because you can co-parent without being in the same roof, up under the same roof. She said, I wasn't raised, but my parents were co-parents. Right, 100%. Diana says, I'm not using it as a defense. In all actuality, my dad was in the home, but life could have probably been better if he wasn't. Okay, no discrepancy there. I am a firm believer that staying together for the sake of the children is 100% a mistake, because children are the best empaths. They are in tune to a lot of things, and they can pick up necessarily the parents don't have to be at each other's throats, cussing each other out or whatever have you, or being mean or vulgar toward one another. Oh man, this is freezing up on my end now. Mic check, mic check. Yep. Okay. But yeah, it's not necessary for both parents to be in the same up under the same roof. It does make things a little bit easier, but if it's not healthy, then it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be attempted. There we go. But here I want to. God damn it. Oh no, you're good on the language. Hold on 1 second, man. I'm facing a lot of technical issues over here. I'm trying to get this video together so I can share this with you guys. I want you guys to see this.
Sleep. No, I want bed. You're sick. No, I'm.
And it's not pulling you in. I don't know what's going on, man. Like you're not even popping up. It's saying you're joining, but you're just sitting there. It's almost like your camera's not even on. I don't know what the hell's going on at this point. This damn thing is starting to piss me off. I'll share the video to the page because every time I try to share it in the broadcast, as you can see, it's fucking up everything. So this is where we are right now. So I'll type of technical issues over there. I don't know what's going on over there on his end, but it's causing an issue over here. Let me get back to these comments real quick. Excuse me. Diana says, so like I said, I'll share the videos on the Tell It Like It Is Tell It Like It Is Facebook page. That way you guys can see those. They will be in reference to tonight's show. And as far as the situation with the father and the kids. So Diana says, I grew up resenting my mother and viewing her as weak because she allowed him to do the BS he was doing with the excuse of, well, I have 2 kids. What am I supposed to do? Where can I go with 2 kids? I can understand the resentment. I don't know her situation. Some of that sometimes can be for that time period. Some of that had to do with tradition and marriage. Tradition, religion, and marriage. In that time period, especially for those who grow up Catholics. Catholics do not believe in divorce. So if that was the household that you grew up under, that is most likely the reason why she did not leave. Divorce in that time period didn't matter if you were Catholic, black or white. Divorces really weren't commonplace back then, you know. Not making it an excuse, but in the same aspect, like I said, I don't know that situation. I know it's kind of rough as a kid looking in and not really, you have your understanding, but in that time period, it was one of those don't question me or stay in the child's place. You know what I'm getting at. Beth says, I just got back on, missed everything, including my response to my earlier comment. LOL. My daughter tried to randomly start a religious debate with me. Oh, that's interesting. Sounds like a show. Yvette, not true. Absolutely 100. That doesn't mean he needs to be in the home to be a present dad. 100%. I agree. I agree with you 100% there. They watch everything we do and say, yes, they do. Staying together for the sake of the children is bullshit, and just by being in the home together could fuck up the kids. Yes, 100%. Not even mental health. Like mental health is something new that we started paying attention to, absolutely. But in the same light, I'm not even gonna say mental health. Children are very impressionable. So what happens is it's a scientific method to it, but like we speak things into existence, right? So the things that is being said or being done, they're soaking up, they're hearing. It activates certain things within our genetics. You see what I'm saying? So like, and that's another thing you can't override either. You can fight with it. You can make a conscious effort to try and do certain things differently. But if you don't take the conscious effort to stay on top of these things and change them, they will manifest, they will surface. Sorry for the language. I ain't gonna be sorry for no language, man. Look, tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Speak freely. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might have to answer to Facebook, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look, you ain't gotta apologize to me. Beth says, I 100% fucked up my kids by staying 10 years too long. I'm gonna say like this: you didn't fuck them up. What I will say is you made it harder for you to be a parent. That is the thing, is we tend to make things harder on ourselves. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull this up. We tend to make things harder on ourselves by the choices that we make. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try this one more time. Bear with me. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me. All right. You guys should be able to see this.
Sleep. No, I want bed. You're sick. No, I'm not. You're sick. No.
Lay down, be quiet. Lay down. Lay down. Tell Carl to lay down. Lay down.
You better not.
Tell Daddy.
I know.
What you back here doing? Stop it. Thank you.
Go clean your room. No, it's not. Go clean it.
Get out of the fridge. Come on. Yes. Come on.
Get the fuck out of the freezer! What?
Now that last one, that last one was 100% a dad. He told the kid, "Get the fuck out the freezer." That was 100% a dad. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the videos that I wanted to share. I'm going to share the other one if I can find it again. I will definitely put those up on the Tell It Like It Is Facebook channel. But I wanted to share that because, like, when you say, and I'm not saying, like I said, Diana, this is not a shot at you. I'm just saying in general. When you say that, because I hear it a lot. Women say it a lot. Excuse me. It's because the fathers are in the homes, or it would be, I need help. Is how a lot of them say it now. I'm not saying that women don't need help; they shouldn't have to do it on their own. But in the same aspect, today's generation, or today's the modern female, is so quick to say, "Oh well, I don't need a man. I don't need a man," but I shouldn't have to do this on my own in the next breath. Not saying that she should, but again, like I said, the woman of the past, she just handled her business. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I can find this other video for you guys. Where, damn, did I freaking save that one? I think I did. I gotta find it though. I feel like I saved it and I didn't save it to myself. Let's see. That's definitely not it. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find it. Moving forward, I'll get back to that. Beth says, been working on that for the last 2.5 years. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's gonna be. It's going. So, I grew up hearing my mother tell. My mother used to like teach like women classes, and there was some that I used to sit in, and there was some of her notes that I took the liberty of reading over or snooping through. Say it that way. And there was some interesting stuff in there. And I was like, wow, pretty deep. Rome wasn't built in a day. One thing for sure, two things for certain, we always say it, and it applies to parenting too. You got this problem. And if you don't minimize it when it's yay big, and you let it manifest into this grandiose or this big ordeal, in order to reel it in, the kids get out of pocket. You don't check that shit right there at the door. Moving forward now they feel like, okay, well, because a kid's job is to be a kid. They are going to test boundaries, push buttons, the whole nine. It is the job of the parent to set these boundaries, right? So when your child home on the range and you don't have up any barbed wire fences, or you just got wood posts and they hopping over the fence, and you don't tell them get their ass back. Well, when they miles down the road and they so used to doing it, you can't, at 3, 4, 5 years old, you can't expect to think you're gonna reel them in at 14, 15, 16 years old and say, oh, don't do that. They've been doing it all their life. So now they're set in their ways. And now they feel like they lightweight grown. So now it's a fuck you, and I ain't got to listen to you all this time. Some might physically hit your ass back. But I'm not saying that you can't do it, but if you let it get out of pocket for I don't know how long, but then they're gonna have to beat them down. You're gonna down there have to take them to a near-death experience, or instill some fear to the point where they think or feel that they're about to die, before they actually get the fucking point that, oh, mom's not fucking around with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Diana says it does, but those are not factors in my household. I'm not saying it is. She didn't leave because she felt like she couldn't or would not even try to do it on her own. Okay, so I'm gonna say like this. That's between you and your mom. I don't know. Only she knows why she didn't leave. But then if that's not a conversation that you guys had, only you can speculate as to why she didn't leave. You see what I'm saying? So I can't say. I can't say. Verbal is worse than mental. I can't agree with that. They say that this is what they say, but I'm gonna say like this, right? When you say it like that, you're minimizing the problem. It's like saying a black lie is worse than a white lie. A lie is a lie. Mental abuse is worse than verbal abuse, or verbal abuse is worse than mental abuse is abuse, whether it's physical, verbal, or mental. And again, if you feel like you being abused, well, damn it, you gotta do what you gotta do to get yourself out of that situation. Whether it's you turn to somebody or look for help, or you put a stop to it yourself. And before everybody gets on that statement and says, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? I ain't saying that it's right, but there's plenty of women that's behind bars for cutting the motherfucker or shooting an abusive husband or boyfriend. They put a stop to that shit. I bet you he won't put his hands on her or nobody else. So I don't know. Me personally, like I said, I don't fear the law. So like when it comes to certain shit, I feel like if I feel like I'm being treated unfairly, or if there's an injustice being served, I'm gonna put a stop to that shit, regardless of jail time or otherwise. You're not just gonna do me any kind of way. But again, that's a different story. For example, I've always had the upper hand when I was married. My kids are grown and I still have the upper hand. Yes. They listen to me more than they listen to their dad. I'm just saying. Some of that has to do with the fact that you ruled with an iron fist, and whether or not dad was actually a disciplinarian, or actually if dad was even around. One thing for sure, two things for certain. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Boys fear their fathers. The fear that a boy has for his mother is out of respect. I'm going to say that again. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, please get in the comment and just ask for clarification. Boys fear their fathers. The fear that a boy has for his mother is out of respect. I think I was physically stronger than my mother by the age of 15 or 16. That woman used to push my buttons, get on my nerves within reason. A lot of it was just the fact that I felt like I was grown at this point, you know. You can't abide by my rules, get the fuck out. That type of shit. Her putting paws on me and such, you know what I'm saying? But never once did I put my hands on my mother. I could have easily overpowered her. But it was out of respect. Yeah. So the fear that is instilled, and first, in order to control something, must first induce fear. It's just how it works. Fear and respect go hand in hand. Men are afraid of their fathers. No, correction. Boys are afraid of their fathers because the father's not compassionate. One day the boy will become a man, but it's not in a man's nature to be nurturing, loving, and compassionate. We're protectors and providers. We've said this 1,000 times over. Where we learn to be loving, affectionate, compassionate, it doesn't come from the fathers. It doesn't come from the dad. It comes from the moms. You know what I'm saying? So come on, boy, get out here in this yard. I'm going to teach you how to. When he get a blister on his hand or a splitter, what dad say? Man, put some dirt on it. Quit crying. Because regardless of the little pain that you got, we got to do this. Now, after the job is done, you're going to go in the house and, Mom, look. Oh, come here, baby. Let me put some Prox on. Let me clean it. You see what I'm saying? The rite of passage into manhood. We've all watched it from Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, Mufasa and Simba, Simba and Scar. One day, the rite of passage, one day, as it said, the king of the castle, one day that son is going to surpass the father. This is where he becomes a man. But until that day, it's here. Father, son. Father, son. They're not here. But moms, they try to balance this shit. And then slowly but surely the respect level goes down or up or whatever. And that's the problem. That part. Yep. Very true. Physical wounds heal. Okay, let me see where you at, D. I'm 16 in, so I'm gonna try and get caught up. My bad. And you're still not popping in. I mean popping up. I'm sorry. Not popping in, but popping up. Diana. Physical wounds heal. Verbal/mental wound. I'm sorry, verbal/mental takes a lot more work to heal and sometimes never heal. Time heals everything. Now, whether or not you got enough time, but nonetheless, everything can heal. The body will heal itself. She said, you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm not sure what part, but okay. It wasn't crazy. Man, listen. No, I wasn't crazy. Let's be real about it. I wasn't crazy. No, I wasn't. However, keeping it all the way real, like I said, instilling fear, it's only going to go so far. There will come a time where the offspring, I don't give a damn if you're in a wheelchair. At some point, this child is going to become physically stronger than you. It is at that point that I don't give a damn if they 12, 13, 14, 15, whenever it happens. It is at that point that is no longer fear, but out of respect. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. Let me show you this respect thing. My mother got on my nerves. Like I said, I'm gonna reiterate that statement again. I wasn't a perfect child, and I know damn well I've made mistakes. I'm still making them. And I got on her nerves 100 times over. There you go. 100 times over, right? And I would get on her nerves and she would go upside my head. Sometimes it was justifiable, sometimes it wasn't. All right. Or at least I felt that way, to say it that way. So, with that being said, right? She got on my nerves. I might be 6 blocks up the road, but man, this bitch get on my fucking nerves. You know how it is as a kid. You're never in the house, never in her face. That was my mother. 6 months up, like I said, six blocks up the road, she ain't hear me out. Fucking bitch. Right? Notice I said 6 blocks up the road. But I tell you what, you better not call her a bitch. Joking or playing or otherwise, because I'm fucking something up. And I mean that. That's that respect. Oh, he's the soft parent. Hey, shit. Well, case in point. As they said, hard head makes a soft ass, right? So if you got a hard head and a soft hand, then that ass is not getting paddled. So somebody which means that's a role reversal right there, but we're gonna talk about that in another show. Hey Tiff, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, hopefully I got everybody. Aunt, are you there? Nope. So that's where that lies. I don't know. Me personally, like I said, women, 100%. I don't know if you guys are in agreement with me. You don't have to agree with me. I don't care. Because again, I'm going off of what I see and my opinion. So this is not a fact. So if you agree with me, cool. If you don't, cool. This ain't a fact. This is an opinion. So you don't have to agree with me at all. I mean, shit, it is what it is. Hell, I can be spewing facts over here and people still don't like to agree, but it is what it is. But again, like I said, this is my opinion. 100%. The glue was definitely the woman, or is definitely the woman. And the women today are different. 100%. When the mothers are not mothers and big sisters, and G mamas are only 20, 25, 27 years old, what kind of wisdom do they have to pass on? You see what I'm saying? So when when the mother is the mother is 30, 35, and the daughter is 22, it's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there is no glue. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I can't even call it paste at this point. Like I said, in the broken home situation or broken home scenario that we used earlier, that I pointed out earlier, the women, the mothers made sure that siblings had a relationship or knew each other. You know what I mean? The women made sure that the mothers had a relationship. Nowadays, not so much. Whoa, can't do that. The women nowadays are too busy fighting over a shared penis, right? Hold on, let me try this real quick. Nowadays, the women are fighting over a shared penis, whether it's currently being shared or the fact that, okay, well, I'm a baby mama, you're a baby mama, and I hate that term, a mother of a child of his, and you know, rather than focus on what's the betterment for the children and making sure that they have a relationship with their siblings, they're catty toward one another. Oh, my kid ain't going over there with that bitch. He can't. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? That's not where it's at, man. That's not where it's at. That's not where it's at. Like I said, and I can keep it a buck. My kids have a relationship with one another, but not because of the mothers. It's because of me. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Hell, I'm different. I made a point I made a point and a conscious effort to do better than my father, be better than my father. Yeah, 100% I'm the glue. 100% I'm the glue. There's other men out here that are glue, and there are other fellas out here that are the glue, and there's other fellas out here that are trying to be the glue. Let me just throw that out there. But again, like I said, it's not normally perceived that way. You know what I'm saying? We hear statistically, as it should be, 100%. We hear more about the fathers being absent or the father being absent or just the deadbeat. I got quiet because I just had this thought. I need to do some research on something. I just had this thought. I want to share this with you guys. We hear so much about deadbeat fathers, right? If this wasn't intentionally projected to make us look bad. Now, I'm not, in fact, like I said, I'm gonna do some research and then I'm gonna have some numbers, and I'm definitely gonna get back on this. Yeah, the correct term is part-time mothers and deadbeat fathers, 100%. But yes, they are out there. I'm gonna get back on that because I just had this thought. We hear so much about these deadbeat fathers. This is what's being pushed. If that was as true as it actually is, right? If that was as true as if that was 100% truth and wasn't an indirect or a direct attack on men, then how is it that there's so many? How is it that there's so many stepfathers? I mean, I'm sorry. Correct. Let me correct because that's not the correct term. If that is true, then how is it that there's so many stepdads out here? And the first response, I want you guys to think before you actually answer this, because the natural response, the immediate response is, oh, well, they're taking care of somebody else's kid, but they ain't taking care of their own. Everything has a motive. I want you to really put some serious thought into that before you answer. Oh, no. No, I don't know when you came in yet, but they acknowledged that there are, she acknowledged that they did acknowledge that there are, well, I call them, they're called part-time mothers, but it's all the same. But yeah, we did acknowledge that there are part-time moms or deadbeat moms, 100%. I want you guys to really think about this, right? If the numbers were as high or as great as they're projecting them of the deadbeat fathers, if this wasn't an indirect or a direct attack on men, like I said, I'm going to do some research, then why is it that there's so many step dads then? You're saying that they don't want to take care of kids. But then there's so many men that are stepping up to the plate. Not just the men that aren't taking care of their own, but taking care of somebody else's. And you got to wonder, I want y'all to, like I said, I want y'all to get off the surface and actually think for a second. If I'm not going to take care of my own, then why the hell would I go over here and take care of someone else's? If the issue is really about child support, financial child support, if it's really about money, then why would I go over here and spend my money on this kid over here? So I want y'all to really think before y'all just don't give me no surface shit. I want y'all to peel back some layers. I want y'all to think about this shit for real. I don't understand why some women would call them deadbeats, because I'm quite sure they were deadbeat when they were laying up. So here's the situation with their deadbeat shit. Let me. So when you do your homework and do your research on it, the term deadbeat father, like I said, this is an agenda that's being pushed through the government. The term deadbeat father was actually coined by Children's Services. Prior to that, that shit didn't even exist. They came up with the term of deadbeat father. That's where that shit came from. And it says it's because the maternal parents can't seem to work together for the betterment of the children for the child of the children. Well, yes, but in the same aspect, again, like I said, everything has a motive. Why is it that the parents, as you said, the maternal parents can't seem to work together for the betterment of the children? Because society or the government has said that in order to attack the man, he's got to work through the woman. Because the woman by nature is not a fighter. So if she's being supplemented, we're going to give you this child, we're going to give you this money, we're going to give you this home, going back to the origins of what the projects were for, Section 8, et cetera, WIC, food stamps, et cetera. We're going to give you all this. And the only agreement is no man. He can't live in the house. He can't be in the house. And essentially, he can't be a part of the child's life. The government said that I will be the mother. I'm sorry. I will be the father. I will be the husband. No, I'm sorry, not the father. I will be the dad. I will be your boyfriend. I will be your husband, your protector, and provider. You will get all this so long as you keep him out of the home and keep him alienated. Do your research. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna leave my clothes on. Getting a little hot. Oh, let me cut it out, man. Somebody might try to make a TikTok out of that or some shit. Can't be showing my silly side. They gonna think I'm soft. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, bro? But yeah, my thing is this. Again, like I said, man, I hear it a lot. Oh, you hate women. I don't hate women. My thing is this is my job is to educate, to heighten awareness. That's it. If I see a man fucking up, I'm gonna check him about this shit. Cousin Tony, if you're paying attention, nigga, I'm talking to you. If I see a woman that needs some help or acting out of character, that's my duty to say something. How can I say, and I don't give a damn who it is, right? How can I say that I'm for the people or I care about you, but I don't correct you? I just let you do what the fuck ever you do. I'm not a Christian or nothing like that, but according to the good book, it say, spare the rod, spoil the child. And I'm not saying women are children, but in the same aspect, if that's the route that you want to take, they say that we're all God's children. But my point is this is, if I see you getting out of pocket or I see you cry, if I see you walking into a straight wall, how can I say I even care about you if I don't say, hey, look, man, you might want to turn. Hey, watch out. Uh-oh, I see comments. All right, Ed, what you got for me? Says that's well known, but we do blame ourselves. I'm sorry. That's well known, but do we blame ourselves or the government? It's a two-part answer. We blame the government for the folly, for creating it. And then as men or as human beings or as citizens, now we have to take accountability and we have to blame ourselves because we see it and we're not doing anything about it. If you're it's one of two things. Either you're going to influence or be influenced. Either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Declaration of Independence clearly states, if the government gets if the government gets too powerful or abusive with its authority, it is the duty of the citizens to overthrow the government and rebuild anew. End quote. You can look it up for yourself. Auntie, even if he was there, he wouldn't be trying to hear what I got to say. Facts is, I'm gonna tell it like it is. All right, D, what you got for me? She says, if a man didn't run, would she need governmental help? Okay, so let's go back again. Like I said, this is where modern day woman is liberal, and the woman of the past, this is why I said they're stronger. If the man didn't run, would she need government help? To answer your question, Yes and no. A 2-income house, peep this, a 2-income house tends to do better. However, the woman in the past, in that household, it was only 1 income because the mothers didn't work. They stayed at home. So when he left, she either got a job, and correct me if I'm wrong, mother, matriarch of that family right there, that side of the family. When Grandpa Grady left, wasn't no child support. She went into homes of wealthy people and worked as a if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, she went into houses of wealthy and just upper class, not upper class, but working class white people, and worked as a maid for a moment. The fact of the matter is, the point that I'm making is it can be done. I'm not saying that the government, if he didn't run, like I said, so in the past, it was one income. In modern times, you do need 2 incomes. Even in today's society, you still can have 2 incomes and still be struggling. So in today's society, if he runs, as you worded it, if he runs, it does make it that much harder. However, we're speaking on his absence. In the event that he's deceased, what are you going to do? Aren't you still going to step up to the plate and continue to be a parent, regardless of him not being there? Now, I know the first thing out of a person's mouth is, oh, well, Social Security, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so that's government assistance again. So if you're relying on the government, whether I'm alive or dead, present or not, are you actually independent? Essentially, when you say it that way, again, it makes it sound like you're saying, I can't do this without a man. The government didn't come whisper in the ear, psst, kick him out, we'll take over, like a drug dealer offers samples. Diana, if you go do your homework on the origins of child support and excuse me, the origins of the projects, see, this isn't some new millennial shit. This shit was way in 50s, 60s. This shit was way before us. That's what I'm saying. Do the homework, then you'll understand where I'm coming from. My tax money is going to all these lazy welfare people that don't want to work. Okay, now you're complaining where your tax money is going. That's a whole different topic, but realistically, is it going there? Why is your tax money not coming back to you? Why are you paying taxes to begin with? The point that I'm making is, and see, that's the thing. Everybody wants to look at one another and point the finger at each other instead of looking at who's pulling the goddamn strings. Where's the actual problem at? It's not the man, it's not the woman. Who's making these rules? While they're sitting back pulling strings and have us at each other's throats, they're sitting back fattening up their pockets. You paying, let's say you paid $100,000 in tax for the year, just for simple math. $100,000 in taxes. Then you filed your income tax return, right? And only got $8,000. Where the fuck does your money go? It didn't go to no lazy people. Truth be told, you shouldn't even be paying taxes. If you want to be technical, fun fact, there's not a law that says you even have to pay taxes. There is no written law in the United States that says that that we as citizens even have to pay taxes. But everybody, oh, I gotta pay my taxes. And shit, okay, well, don't blame it on the man. Don't blame it on the woman. What man wrote that shit? Because last time I checked, we all on the same poverty level. So how did that become my fault? Or how did that become your fault? I'm just saying. All right, Auntie, I'll talk with you later. Hopefully I see you at the next one. And exactly. Then it got to the point that the kids became the providers and she no longer has to work for anybody. That proves the strength in numbers works better. 100%. Again, that's, and nobody wants to hear it, but again, that's that poly aspect. The fact of the matter is once we got away from what was natural, everything went to shit. Ain't no other way for me to put it. Once we got away from what is in nature, life went to shit. When man started to play God, everything went to shit. Exactly. This didn't pop up in this generation. 100%. I'm not saying that it did. What I'm saying is this is, okay, this didn't pop up in this generation. Absolutely, it did not. But yet and still, we still following these little fucking rules of the same people that was sitting up on that are sitting up on the Senate who actually wrote these goddamn rules that have been up there longer than we've been alive. You don't see a problem with that? Like that shit might have worked for the roaring 20s or whatever have you. Shit, man, it's a whole different era. And we still going with the shit to the point where we see it doesn't work. But instead of addressing the source of the problem, we jigging at each other. Oh, my baby daddy ain't shit. Oh, my baby mama ain't, she greedy. Da 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 da. They had a Great Depression. And what happened? The economy crashed and they implemented this Social Security shit. It wasn't even for the working class or the minorities. And let me clarify. Minority does not mean this. It's not a this versus this. It's about the have and the have-nots. That's your minority group. The have-nots. Because I tell you what, there's a plenty of Caucasians that are in the same fucking tax bracket as us. Let's keep it a buck. But as long as we got each other sitting here riffing at each other about, oh, well, white man did this and the black man, da 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 da. Come on, man. At some point, again, like I said, we can sit up and blame slavery. We can say, oh, well, the white man did this, that, and the third. We're in 2024. If you ain't tired of this shit, if you ain't gonna do nothing about it, then shut the fuck up. If you're not gonna fight or contribute to changing some shit, why fight against the person that's trying to do the shit or trying to make a difference? Why try and discourage the person that's trying to make a difference? or rally the troops to get people in a position to do something. Don't vote. Let's storm the Capitol and burn it. Hey, 100%, because your vote don't matter no goddamn way. Shit. Shit. Hey, look, I'm with you on that one. Shit. Light that motherfucker up. And I said it. I don't give a damn. I said it. And if you don't like it, oh well. It clearly states. Hold on, let me pull this shit up so y'all can see where I'm coming from. I ain't just pulling this shit out of my ass and shit. Hold on, let me pull this up for y'all. Bum, 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 bum. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for y'all. Why is my goddamn Declaration of Independence? All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, so I found it. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's see. Liberty, pursuit of happiness derives government laying its foundation. Happiness, prudence is indeed will dictate the government. Long established should not be changed. Light transition. All right, there we go. According to all experiences, has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable than the right themselves by abolishing the forms which they've accustomed. But when the long trend of abuses, all right, okay, hold on 1 second. It's kind of lengthy, but I'm gonna read this to you. Here it is right here. All right. Bear with me. I'm going to read this. Yeah. And it looks like two, you and Diana. That's all right, though. They can tune in later. Let me read this to y'all real quick, man. So this comes from the Declaration of Independence, right? In Congress, July 4th, 1776. It is in... Let me see if I can find this. It would be in the second paragraph. It states, bear with me, it gets kind of lengthy. It says, prudence indeed will dictate the government's long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long abuses are surpations, pursuing invariable the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute disposition. It says, it is their right, it is their duty as a citizen to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Right there in the Declaration of Independence. It is the duty of the citizens, if the government gets too powerful or abusive with their authority, to overthrow the government and rebuild anew. I can't make this shit up, man. I can't. And the thing about it is see, we're not talking about just in Ohio. We're not just talking about, this is something across the board. People have been sitting up on the Senate since longer than I've been alive. But your fall guy, your president, which has no authority over the citizens, he's the commander in chief of the military, foreign affairs. He's not for the people. So here it is, we're voting on the president, but can't vote on who the fuck. Man, get them old motherfucking geezers out of there. Change some shit up and let's get to living in the present. They up there doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And when shit go left, we yelling about the president. The president, man, listen, the president spend more time overseas dealing with foreign affairs. He ain't worried about what the fuck is going on over here. The president is voted in not by the popular vote, which is the people's vote. He's voted in by the Electoral College. Electoral votes. Your votes, we've had this discussion before, don't matter. Can't say it any other way. Can't say it any other way. But that's 100% off topic. So, spinning back, let's bring it back real quick. Again, for those of you who want to watch the replay on this, not this particular episode, but future episodes, I have to get the other ones transferred over. The new YouTube page is up. Tell It Like It Is podcast. That's on YouTube. Go check it out. For those who don't like using the platform of Facebook, or who are not on Facebook on all like that and want to still tune in, or if you know somebody who doesn't have a Facebook who you think might be interested, you want to share that to them, by all means, please do so. Also, check us out at Tell It Like It Is podcast on TikTok. If you like the videos, that's fine, but please be sure to follow us there and share the link. Just trying to get the followers up, man. And getting the followers up allows for other opportunities and other doors to open. All right. So I'm gonna say that there. The glue, once again, the glue is definitely the woman. Now that I think about it, even the organization of family reunions, that's usually headed by the woman, by the mothers or the grandmothers. That's not some, or the aunts, you know what I'm saying, but use the women of the family. That's not something that the guys generally organize. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, we might come and help and set up. Well, I know I do. In the past, I did, because this year, like I said, I'm not going to be in attendance. But we come in and enjoy, you know what I'm saying, make our presence known and interact. once you start getting a certain age, you may not interact as much. You just come feed your face or get your belly fat or whatever. But a lot of times, saying the guys, saying we do come and we help set up. If there's any grilling done there at the site, then you might get Uncle so and so on the grill or whatever, saying, or cousin so and so on the grill, you know what I'm saying? But like all the covered dishes that generally come, guess who made those? The glue. So yeah, all jokes aside, in the past and generations in the past generations, it was definitely 100% the queen. The most powerful board on the chessboard. I'm a powerful piece on the chessboard. Like I said, even when you sit up and talk to people about their families, you know what I'm saying? It was grandma who told the stories. It wasn't grandpa. Grandma headed that for real. Yeah, grandpa was there. Grandpa was in that steel mill, or he was in that factory. He was making that money. He brought that shit home. She paid them bills. He put the rest of that shit in his pocket, went to the bar, whatever the fuck he was doing. He drank it up or whatever he was doing with the shit. But realistically, that G mama was the glue. You know what I'm saying? For those who didn't have a G mama, that auntie or that mother was the glue. There's ain't no other way to put it. We just gonna be honest about the situation. For those who came up in families where you didn't have that, I sympathize for you. Because you missed out on a lot. You know what I'm saying? I, for one, I was fortunate to be able to be around I don't want to call them ancestors, but elders, and get the stories, traditions that were passed down through word of mouth. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? And for lack of a better way of putting it, so you guys can understand, I'm blessed in that aspect. It's not too late though. If those family members are gone, then it's time to start your own. Pass down your family traditions to your offspring. Share your memories with your offspring. Your cousins, your nieces, your nephews. Adopted or otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stepmoms, there's a lot of step aunts, there's a lot of stepdads, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that you can pass on your knowledge, your understanding, your wisdom, pass it on to that generation. Pass it on to that person. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, it may not be your bloodline necessarily, but if you made a positive impact on that person's life, you're going to live on through them. I have 3 biological children, but I have several children that call me dad, and I live up to that title. And I say that to say this: when I'm dead and gone, man, I remember when my dad used to tell me, my dad used to do. I don't have a picture that I can post up real quick, but my grandson, yeah, I'm my grandson is as white as the whiteboard, but already is hearing stories about his grandpa. You see what I'm saying? So even if you don't have that direct bloodline, pass it on. Pass on your knowledge, your wisdom to those who you made the impact, because that's how it's going to continue on. Share. Share. Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure, you guys. I apologize for all the technical issues we had today, but yet and still we made the best of a bad one. I ain't gonna say it was really bad, but we made the best of the situation. I appreciate y'all participation, y'all input, your insight. Like I said, there's no right or wrong in this, because truth be told, like, we only speaking on what we think or what we feel. You know what I'm saying? There is no fact in it. There's nothing concrete, just what we see, what we've experienced in this situation. But nonetheless, hopefully we learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially that's how we learn. We learn from each other. But we've been running for 2 hours and some change. It's been a pleasure. I lost my co-host for the night. Technical issues. I understand that. So I'll just say this much. Hey, man. Yeah. When it's time to, we'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. This one here was actually the easiest and user friendly, without actually having a programmer or a webmaster. Kind of like a plug and play, and affordable. So I had to take that route. When the numbers start, then it's time to shop a new domain. Yeah, but on that note, you guys, it's been a pleasure. I thank you guys, and I love y'all for tuning in and being supportive. Looking forward to the next time. With that being said, catch y'all on the next one.